back, the Labour Court has ruled in favour of employees of the City of Johannesburg whose contracts are going to be terminated. That's if the city has its way. Around 130 employees of the city took their grievances to court after the Metro expressed the intention to end their employment at the end of this month. For more on this, let's speak to the Regional Secretary of Municipal Workers Union, SAMU, Thobani Nkosi. Thobani, a very good evening to you. Thank you so much for being on News at Prime. So this victory is partial, isn't it? It's a partial victory because all it does is it stops the city from re-advertising these positions pending an outcome by the bargaining council.
Yes, it's true. First things first, let me greet your viewers at home. Indeed, the Labour Court ruled in our favour on the interim basis because we went to that court seeking an interim relief pending the outcome in the bargaining council. So that's a victory to us, and then that gives us hope that our legal system will definitely correct what was done incorrect in the Council of Johannesburg.
What does it mean then immediately for the 130 workers who are affected? Does it mean that they can go to work as early as Monday?
It definitely means that on Monday we'll be accompanying them to work, and then we'll see the reaction of the employer. But from where we are hoping that they do not appeal the decision of the Labour Court, because this is a mere waste and wasteful expenditure of the money paid by the poor residents of Johannesburg. So this will definitely be a wasteful expenditure.
You say you'll be accompanying your members to work on Monday. How is that going to work?
No, everybody must report to their desk where they're working, because nothing has changed according to the court ruling.
So the bargaining council outcome will be what ultimately at this level is going to decide which way this swings, whether it's in favour of your members or the city. When do you expect that process to conclude?
Actually, the first step we have set, which is the conciliation part. So we are still waiting for the conciliation outcome, and then we'll take it from there. If there's room for arbitration, we'll then go for arbitration. But for now, we are waiting for an outcome from where we left it off, which is the conciliation.
So this could still take a few more weeks, possibly a few more months, to get a final answer, no?
We actually don't know what's the delay, because submissions were made by both parties, and within 14 days an outcome must be issued. So we don't know what's wrong with the commissioners or the bargaining council itself. So we are still waiting on them to give us that outcome.
What is the next step? What would be the next step for SAMU if the bargaining council outcome is not favourable?
The Labour Court is still open, so we'll still approach the Labour Court to then give merits of what we've submitted in the bargaining council. Remember, any party has a right to then appeal the decision of or take it for review, actually, the decision of the bargaining council.
And the City of Johannesburg had said that it's quite open to some of these affected workers reapplying or re-interviewing possibly for these posts once they've been re-advertised. Explain then for people who've not been following the story from the beginning why you as SAMU find that to be such a preposterous idea, by a proposal by the city.
It cannot be that as a permanent employee you apply for a temporary job. A fixed term contract for that period of 5 years is temporary. So therefore we are saying let's open space for other unemployed people in Johannesburg or anywhere in South Africa who have interest in applying for any other job. The City of Johannesburg has over 7,000 vacancies as things stand. So they must just go there and advertise, allow these employees to occupy their current positions. There's nothing to advertise, there's nothing to apply for. They are already in these positions as permanent employees.
This started, of course, with 130 workers who received these letters notifying them that their employment would come to an end at the end of this month, April. You then went and took this up in court, as we've just been dealing with now. There's also an issue going on at the bargaining council. Do all 130 people still want to remain as employees of City of Johannesburg? Or at this stage, are you fighting it more as a matter of principle?
Beyond a matter of principle, there's a question of bread and butter, the long commitments they've made with banks. through their payslips working for the City of Johannesburg. So all of them are still committed to service the residents of Johannesburg, not only the political offices, because they've got a bigger responsibility of representing the workers in Johannesburg. That's one. Two, they've got a responsibility in making sure that they render services to the residents of Johannesburg. So they are still interested.
Thobani Nkosi, Regional Secretary of SAMU, I'm sure we'll be talking much more in the coming weeks. Thank you for your time tonight.